Today was all about my textbook setups, 3 for 3, all to the upside, following my best setup that I teach in Futures 2.0. So if you need a strategy, tune into the rest of the video. We'll go over all the setups that I took today and how you could look to take these setups just as easily. So let's look at the trade Zella first of all. Mind me that on this Thursday, the 20th, there is a red day that's missing. So I just want to be straightforward with you. I lost the data because I lost the account, so I can't physically import it because the account is gone. But imagine a $3,000 loss day on this 20th. So very unfortunate, but let's just pretend that is there. So it's not looking this actual green. I'm not trying to hide my losses. I don't have access to the account. But I made a video about that, so definitely go check that out when that was posted just a couple days ago about that day that lost my $2,000 Tradeify payout as well as the whole Tradeify account. So since then, I've gotten more Tradeify accounts, and if you want to do the same, you can actually use code Evan. That'll match the best deal that they're running. Right now, it's 35% off the 50K accounts and 30% off every other account. So if you need a new account like I did, definitely make sure to use code Evan so you don't have to pay full price. But yeah, so other than that, starting here, I had the red day, but a nice bounce back to start the week because I took off on the Friday following that day. So let's look at the first setup here. Long at the open. Now, if you've seen Futures 2.0, which I hope you have, this is pretty textbook of not chasing this first break outside open range high, but we're in line with the 15-minute, a nice bullish pre-market, as well as into this open and even through the news here at 9:45, this little gap up, that looks pretty weird. But I like the bullish sentiment, but I'm not going to chase this first break of open range high because it often doesn't run very high. Now it runs maybe 6 points, 7 points, whatever. But oftentimes it wants to pull back to the key level of this New York VWAP and open range high, which also line up really nicely today. So now I'm taking the second break back outside and a break of high day VWAP. So it's a slightly higher price. But now I've avoided this potential drawdown, right? If I were to enter too soon up here, this would all be drawdown. I don't know exactly where I want to put my stop. So if I could see that structure be built, aka this higher low, well, now I can get in and go get that next leg of the trend. It actually does come a little bit higher here. But I got out as I just stalled pretty much for like 9 minutes or so at this new high a day. Couldn't really move higher. It's a little slow. I sized down anyways, trying to get my feet wet from that blowout day on the previous Thursday. So a nice win in the trend continuation. And one other thing to note, this was pretty overextended in my opinion on the 15-minute all pre-market into the open, that the higher and higher it goes, for whatever reason within me and maybe you guys as well, you just don't believe it can keep going higher. There's no way. It's just too high. But oh, it absolutely can keep going higher, and it did keep going higher. Now this is right after that one, right? When did I get out of that trade? Maybe 10:30 I got out of that trade. And this one's at 10:46. So we get a new high day on ES now. That one was on NQ. This was like the equivalent of my NQ trade on ES. Same bounce off open range high. You can just notice it's not quite off New York VWAP. So that's also why I took it on NQ. It just looked a little bit off more of the key level and a better pullback. But regardless, now we get the new high day pullback. We're holding this level here. Buyers clearly take this high day VWAP with a nice break. I scalp it up real quick for 4 points on ES, but I had some minis on it. So it was a nice little win. Now this is in the afternoon. Now we're back on NQ. New high day, right? You can see the trade I got out of probably up in here, right? I probably got out of my long over there. So it does in fact go a little bit higher, but I'm fine with that. I bagged 2 wins on the day. Let it keep drifting higher if it wants to. And then again, we get that pullback because it very rarely just rips forever. And if it wants to, that's fine. I have faith and confidence that it can give a pullback. And if it doesn't, I'll live to trade another day. I'll come back tomorrow and hopefully find a trade that fits my plan. And so I found 3 trades within my plan all on the same day. And sometimes it'll work like that. Sometimes it'll be 1 a day, 2 a day. Who knows? All I could do is just show up, be prepared, and put on risk where it calls for it. So we have a bounce play here. Real quick, we can go to AceFX TV. For anyone that hasn't joined the course yet or the streams, you actually can use code Evan again. I'll give you 50% off your first month. So the first trades I took were VWAP breaks, right? That break of the high day purple VWAP. Now this trade we're going to look at is the VWAP bounce right above my head. So both pretty similar, just little different variations, of course. And then all the other chapters in here will tell you exactly how to get in, how to get out, how to scale, how to take payouts, all that good stuff. So definitely make sure you go check that out and then come over to the streams and see us take these trades live. If you go to the catalog and you missed the live streams, you can watch the replays of them. Here's that long I was just going over. I took it on stream this morning. And now if you missed it, you can go back and rewatch that entire stream. But let's go back to the trade here. So we're holding this New York VWAP very, very nicely. So we have 1 tap to it. Couldn't really break that high day VWAP, right? So that is a long signal, a break of high day VWAP. And with a good stop loss down here, you actually should survive that. But the way it's just really double bottoming down off this New York VWAP still, the more and more we hold it, I really like the longs on the 15-minute. There's clearly no doubt we're bullish. We're holding above these key VWAPs. Then I get in on a bounce play with a good stop loss below this structure. And it takes some time to work out. Then we get some volatile spike here, and I can just close it because the quicker it moves up, the quicker I'm out. That's a volatile 2 or 3 pins. I don't know what's moving it, if it's going to sustain or not. So let me get on out. The worst thing I could have done would have moved break even. It would have pinned me out and then moved higher. So nice little win there as well. All in the direction of trend. All off a key level, either the VWAP of New York or the open range high that we went over earlier. But just all following my key principles that I need to be trading. That's what gets me my payouts. That's what gets me my high win rate. And the consistency that I've been getting. If I stray away from this, then that's where who knows what's going to happen. I can't guarantee anything. But I certainly can't guarantee success if I go outside of this plan and try to take things that are cool or cute or fun and exciting. Because it's tough to track that and tough to do it consistently. But this is my bread and butter. This is physically what's gotten me all the payouts that I've gotten almost. That this is where my best probabilities lie. I need to lean into this the most and not forget that this is where I should be in and have trust in it and confidence in it, right? So again, if you haven't also looked at Edgeful, we can look at the initial balance was probably running somewhere along up here, right? Where if you look at that stat, we'll go over here to Edgeful real quick and look at the initial balance breakout. So let's go to reports here, the IB initial balance breakout. Now, if we go by size, today's size was 0.55. You can see the top left. That was the size of our initial balance. If we filter that here, in the past 3 months, so 3 out of the last 13. Let's go over to 6 months, just a little bit more data. I like how you can go into certain distances. So now it's 3 out of 26 days of initial balances this wide. Only 11% of the time do we double break. You can see right here. So it breaks up the upside and the downside. So again, going back to this trade here, being that we took out the top up here, there's only an 11.5%. We would come back and double break this bottom. So that's really also keeping me long bias, as well as holding this New York view up. Everything is still telling me you shouldn't be expecting a move down here. That doesn't really make sense. And this could be a really good buy price where trend wants to continue from, right? Buyers may be struggling up here on this high day VWAP, but sellers aren't showing any strength down here either. Buyers keep holding us underneath us. So that's a nice support level. So definitely check out Edgeful so you can get these stats as well. And then it was really just rinse and repeat. Quick trades. I've spent some drawdown on this one. This one was pretty quick. That was a scalp. And this one took some time to develop, but it was all profit. So I guess not that stressful. But a nice clean Monday to get back to the desk, recovering that account. Right, not recovering that account, but I got the new Tradeify account since I ruined it on the last Thursday. Again, that video is posted on the same YouTube channel, so go check that out. So it's a nice way to restart this whole cycle at the finish of this month. So yeah, I just want to remind you guys on this calendar, on the Thursday, there's going to be just subtract $3,000 and then Friday was off, but still a nice solid month. I can't let that one day define me because it wasn't like, you'll see the video and it'll make more sense. I didn't blow up or go off tilt. Just some stupid shit that I could have maybe controlled happened. So it's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. But my trading is still going well. So we'll keep leaning into it. Make sure you check out the course. Make sure you check out Tradeify. Whatever you check out, make sure you always use code Evan. That'll get you the best deal. All the links are always down below. So I hope you guys found value in it. Always feel free to ask questions. Follow your rules. And I'll see you guys on the desk tomorrow morning.